Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's October 18th, and we're going to talk about planting garlic. Okay, being it's garlic starting season for me, I've prepared my garlic. Now, I have three different kinds, and what I want to say now, I really like elephant garlic, and one reason is the cloves are always big. Now, the flavor isn't as strong as some of the other garlics, but one thing I've noticed, it does real good here in the South, and I've heard people talk about it even further up north about growing it. But we start our garlic because we don't have to worry about hard freezing on the ground or something, and I don't know that the freeze would affect it as far as if it was in the ground early. I know if it started coming up, you'd probably have to cover it with straw or something to keep it warm. But down here, all we do is we plant this. But before you plant it, you've got to prepare it. You take your bulbs and break it into cloves. Now, when you save yours, which if you follow along, I save my seed in the spring, and you do it properly, and it's going to hold until the fall whenever we come back to plant it. And well, I say spring, maybe late spring, a lot of times when we harvest. So somewhere around May, a lot of times it could be earlier, just depends. But anyway, what I'm going to do is put this in the ground and start it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the garlic here. Some garlics store better, and that's one reason why I like elephant garlic too. It stores real good. This other one, this is the silver skin garlic. I try to keep pretty big bulbs. Excuse me. But there are some smaller ones probably off down in here that I saved that aren't real big. Now, if they get real small, I don't bother with them. But if you have the room for them and you want to plant your smaller ones, you know, go ahead. Most of them do have enough energy. Now, if they get really, really small, they're not going to have enough energy to actually pop up out of the ground. This here, that's called my purple garlic. I think this is a Cajun garlic or something. Say my red garlic. And I keep a tag in here because you can tell it's a little bit different color. It's got a little purple tint to it, but a lot of the cloves in here, and I thought I was getting hold of one, but a lot of them, as you can see, they don't look different from the other ones. Now, the skin on them, when I take them off, it's kind of got that purple tint to it, so it's good. Now, occasionally, now this was actually a big clove. Most of them don't do this like that, but that can happen with some. But whenever I harvest this garlic, I try to make sure I get it all separated out good and save nice big cloves. Now, if you don't have big cloves, and some of these are small, but you want to make sure you separate all the different cloves apart. If you end up where you don't separate two of them, you're going to have two garlics come up side by side. They'll grow, but they won't grow that well. Some of the real small ones that's in here, they're going to only grow small bulbs. But a lot of times what I'll do, those ones that come up late that I know is not going to make big bulbs, we'll pull those early for green garlic. And this year, I started out here, I don't know if I had 4 ounces or maybe 4 ounces of garlic. And we've ate a bunch of this, but I've got 1.25 pounds of my purple. I started with the same amount of this one, which just makes a little bigger bulb. So I got 1 1/3 pounds of this. And I built up pretty good on my elephant garlic. I got 31 pounds. And 31 pounds is a lot of garlic to plant. Now, we do eat a lot of garlic. There's no way we'd eat this. Now, we do preserve a lot by freeze drying early on. And instead of just keeping it as closed. We could keep it as closed, but if you have too many, you might have some spoilage. Now, when you're going through this, you try to have perfect situation storing, but sometimes you might have excess moisture. You might have uh, different things affect it. And I'm going to show you some of these. You can see this clove here is kind of uh, discolored, and they get soft. And you'll squeeze this bulb, and you'll feel that there's nothing in it, and basically in most of it. And what I do is I'll still look through it because occasionally you'll have a couple of good cloves in there, but sometimes you might not have any. Uh, you can see how dried up this one here is, and it's turned kind of an orange color, and that's usually a bad sign about it. This one here's got a little spot in there where it's starting to rot. We don't want to bother planting any of those, especially if you got limited space. Now these ones here, you see they're yellowed and they're flexible. When they're soft, don't bother planting them. When they get that way, and this one's the same way, when they get to where they're soft or flexible, don't put them in there, because you might get lucky and one of them might not be bad enough that it'll come up. But don't waste your space, especially if you have a smaller garden. You want to make sure that you have a good garlic crop, and try to plant enough to have some extra, so you won't eat all you have, and then you can have some seed garlic to save for the next year. But anyway, we're going to get this into the ground. One thing that I think might be important to mention, especially for new gardeners that's just growing garlic, is don't pull off the membrane that's right next to the garlic. The membranes around the outside that surround your clove, that's fine, but leave the one that's directly attached, like if you were going to peel your garlic. You don't want a clean piece of garlic. So if you do bust it a little bit, don't worry about it, but don't clean that off. Just pop your cloves apart. Okay, I like to lay these out. I put them roughly 6 to 8 inches apart. And this bed is about 5 foot wide, so we can put a lot of garlic in it. And when we plant these, we just make sure you plant the side where the roots was down, and just get the top a little bit below the ground is fine. A lot of people talk about planting them deeper, but I find my bulbs are pretty deep by the time it grows. So, and I don't have any problem. I have nice big bulbs. So just take that for what it is. We're going to get all this planted. All right. It's all planted up and been watered in. And I say all, this whole row's been planted. I still have a basket of elephant garlic left in the other two, but I'd wrap this video up. And I hope that you found some of this beneficial as far as the information, especially for your new gardeners. And I would say if you're growing in one of the warmer climates, you might want to make sure you go ahead and get your garlic, because people tend to buy their garlic early and the seed garlic tends to run out. That's one reason why I take and raise my own and keep it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, select all. And of course, give it a big thumbs up and share this video. Enjoy that gardening experience.